can feel it in the air. Ooh, there's something in the water. No, I wouldn't go down there. Ooh, I wouldn't even bother. 'Cause I can see it in the sky. Oh, there's something on the horizon. No, I wouldn't try to hide. There's no use in trying. The storm is coming, and it's coming fast. So grab a hold of something and enjoy it while it lasts. Coming closer, closer. It's coming closer. It's coming closer. Closer. It's coming closer. Oh, I can feel it in the air. Oh, there's something in the water. No, I wouldn't go down there. Oh, I wouldn't even bother. The storm is coming, and it's coming fast. So grab a hold of something and enjoy it while it lasts. Coming closer, closer, closer. It's coming closer. It's coming closer.
standing between you and the threat in our skies, until the all-clear sounds. As the storms roll by, Red Rock weather.
Hi, y'all. Welcome in. We are keeping track of some of these storms that are entering our area. We've already seen some of these producing some severe storm warnings. So we're kind of getting out ahead of it. And just in case that we do have some warnings coming into our area. As always, we do have two live cams up above us. First of which is downtown Tullahoma, provided by the always amazing TUA light tube. And then we have the brand new Wilson Avenue cam pointing towards west, kind of southwest, west. Which is usually where weather comes from for us. Not today. Coming from our north, and we're already seeing storms form up above us here. And see these storms kind of moving into our area. We're going to see these develop and continue developing into the evening hours. As far as the HR models, from what I've seen, it doesn't look like we're going to see much past this 6 p.m. time frame. However, the SPC and the NWS, National Weather Service, has issued some extensions on these at least until 9 p.m. And let's take a look at that at the moment. I put this up on Facebook and Twitter, or X, sorry, excuse me. Let's see. Yes. Okay, cool. So we see here the National Weather Service had an update at 12:20. Oof, I don't know if that blasted you there. 12:20 p.m. where storms are developing on the Cumberland Plateau. That is us. Low chance of gusty winds, slightly higher chance of localized flooding. So that's kind of our severe risk. I do see a little bit of an elevated chance of wind moving in with these storms. Storms continue to develop in the area pictured to the left. So we're in this. All of the coverage areas in this. Low chance of gusty winds up to 60 miles per hour. Low to medium chance of localized flooding. So we are going to get a lot of rain today. This is now until 9 p.m. I'm going to follow their direction here and say till 9 p.m. Keep watching. Otherwise, past 6 p.m. we're gonna see what happens. That's what we've got in store. And we do see some of these storms already developing to our northeast up here in Crossville. At the moment, we do have an alert for Crossville. Expires 1 hour. Well, let's see. Oh no, it expired 1 hour ago. My bad, y'all. Ah, that was an old radar scan. You do me like that. All right, weather-wise. But we do see storms developing up here near us, especially in Shelbyville. In fact, let's go ahead and take a look at Shelbyville at the moment. Whoever's controlling this cam has done a fantastic job of focusing in on that storm as it rolls in. And we have another camera out there provided by Hazcam in Frankenwing, Tennessee. Let's actually take a look at that Shelbyville camera. That's some low-lying clouds. I don't see much as far as severity, as far as high tops on these. In fact, we can take a look real quick and see. I mean, up near McMinnville, I do see a little bit of high tops up there. Some high echo tops, which is the tops of the clouds. And the higher the tops of the clouds are, the more energy these storms can have. So that, Pikeville, especially right here near Spring City, and we do have some pretty high tops on those. So as far as what we're looking at right now, we're not seeing too much as far as severity goes. Take a look at the velocity over here near Crossville, yeah. Yes, we do have some winds up near the mid 20 marks, up near Crossville, maybe even near 30. Oh no, don't move the cam. There you go. Thank you to whoever's operating that Shelbyville camera. Great view, man. What a gorgeous shot too. Church in the background, or in the foreground. We'll get to see that storm roll in pretty heftily. So we're watching for you. It looks like as of now, we do have some storms developing still up above us near the Murfreesboro, Woodbury area that will make its way. I mean, we do have a lot of instability in our atmosphere at the moment, so any storms that form up to our north are gonna make their way in. And of course, we're still tracking some of what Hurricane Aaron is doing. out in the Atlantic, because that could have some impact in our weather system here coming up in the next few days. So we'll keep you on that as well. Now, here's another thing I want to show you real quick, and this is pretty awesome. Here's a 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. And the Lord heard our prayers, y'all. We are going to be in the, let's see. I'm going to call it the 50 to 60, maybe even 70% likely as below average temperatures from the 25th to the 29th. But that is a much needed relief from some of the warmer weather that we've received. It's good news. Good news, y'all. Oh, man. Hopefully we can get that Shelbyville cam right back up. We might have had a loss in signal on that one. We'll keep checking. Keep checking in on that. So while we have time, this is a great chance for me to go over just a couple of things with you. First, I want to let you know that right below me is the current time that I'm streaming. So it is 1:41 and 5 seconds. And I mention that because it's important with severe weather to stay as close to the time as some of these warnings take place. So we can stay on top of it. That is number one. Number two, I'll say this, notifications, turning those on are important to what I do and what most severe weather, what we call nowcasters, do. Pretty important. So you can be, so when you subscribe to the channel, it's different than turning on notifications. When you subscribe, you'll get little notifications that will pop up when you open up YouTube, and it'll show you, hey, Red Rock WX has posted a couple videos. You need to check them out. Turning on notifications actually allows YouTube to send notifications to your phone whenever I go live. And that's super important for what I do, and it kind of validates and justifies why I'm doing what I'm doing currently, right? So that way, whenever there's a severe threat for us in the Bedford, Lincoln, Franklin, Coffee, and Moore counties, I got it right. Whenever there's a threat, I'll go on and start streaming live, and it's important. Turn the notifications on. That way you can receive a notification on your phone or on your desktop or whatever when we do go live, and we can be the first to know when new severe weather outlook videos are uploaded. Well, I'll only go live when there is a severe threat, like today, whether it's going to be some of these storms being enhanced into a severe threat, or when more likely what will happen today is there's going to be a little bit of an elevated flood threat through our counties. It helps to validate what I do and make live weather nowcasting a worthwhile endeavor. So that's number one. Number two, if at all possible safely, it says here, please only send in videos or photos. You can do so safely. Send videos or photos of storm damage, ominous skies, or any other weather-related media to Red Rock WX on X. I'll turn that off real quick. Turn it back on just to connect. All right. Turn it back on just to connect. All right. Well, want that. Beauty. I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying to get that Shelbyville camera back online. We can go to the Winchester camera real quick. You lost me. No. There we go. Right, all right. So, things are fixed. What do you see? Storms starting to pick up. Actually, let's go frame by frame here. And as these storms started to develop, we see them enhancing in strength and growing. So right now we have storms moving into the Wartrace area. And just west of McMinnville, heading in towards eastern Manchester. Those storms are going to head right into there. Now, I actually see some of these making their way on more of a southeastern direction, as you can see as well. So we'll have some of these storms hit Normandy soon, and then roll on into Tullahoma. So we do have a Winchester cam up top, then Frankenwing. These storms are going to head into that area for sure. Makes me think at the moment I need to stand up. Get these legs stretched out. Temperatures this afternoon. Where is this at? Yeah, we're reaching temperatures into the mid 80s right now. Plenty enough temperature to keep these storms developing for sure. Our dew points are in the mid to low mid 70s, which is also pretty clear indication that these storms aren't going anywhere for at least a little bit. So we do have four. Let's stand. I'll meet you up there. So we do have five National Weather Service alerts. Flood advisory for Cumberland County, Tennessee. We do have Meigs and Rhea. Let's see. Flood advisory for Meigs and Rhea County. And Hamilton should be included in that soon. We've also been steadily dropping in our altimeter reading, which is the air pressure. And, kind of hit on that before, I think. If not, I'll kind of go over it real briefly. Warmer air is less dense than cooler air. At least atmospherically, this means that the warmer airs are going to produce these storm systems. So the lower the pressure gets, the warmer the surrounding air in our atmosphere, and thus the more chance that we have to see some storms. And we've been steadily dropping since, let's see, about 5 a.m. this morning. 5 a.m. And then it really started dropping about 10:30 to 11. Yeah. South. Yeah, Scott. I see that Normandy storm. Should be southeast right there. Let's see. But yeah, you're absolutely right. And we can take a look at the wind speeds. Yeah, man, there's gusts. And there's gusts of up to 40, 50 miles an hour. Straight line winds, straight line winds are going to be, still around 10 miles an hour, maybe a little bit less. Man, there's some pretty strong gusts out there. Thanks for getting that to my attention, especially in Tullahoma. There are some gusty winds out there, y'all. And then out here, just south of Cornersville, there's a huge area of gusty wind, about 35 to 40 miles an hour. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Shastine, the voice of Tullahoma. Y'all, if you haven't listened to the broadcast or the live video, why am I losing my mind, Scott? The video broadcasts of Tullahoma football games, I would highly advise it. Scott Shastine is a treasure to the Tullahoma area, and I hope that he gets the recognition this year that he so rightly deserves. He's gotten a lot of it before, but what a true talent in the Tullahoma area, and I am honored to have him watching at the moment. We do have the Wilson Avenue cam above my head, and that is on the, I'll give you a little hint of where that's at. Worship leader at Faith Bible Fellowship in Tullahoma. We placed this cam up mainly to keep a look at our parking lot, but when I found out that it gives us a great view of the skies pointing towards the direction most weather comes, just logical to put it into this. So, and the downtown Tullahoma camera supplied by the always wonderful TUA Light Tube on YouTube. We can take a larger view of what's happening in Tennessee at the moment. The model showed most of these storms firing off and heading more towards the west. We, however, have gotten a little bit of a break where most of these storms are now pushing more towards the southeast, which means places like Pikeville and Soddy Daisy are now going to be getting the brunt of these storms, at least for now. Yeah, for sure. So right now, just south of Christiana and just northwest of Fudge Around, we do have some strong storms to the east of Bradyville, actually. The straight line winds nearing 30 miles an hour. But those are going to kind of head more towards the Morrison and Summitville area, and possibly even into Manchester. We'll see how far these expand. Our echo tops still look pretty decent at the moment. This storm up here near Wartrace has a little bit of an elevated echo top attached to it. We can see that we can call the outflow boundary out here producing some heavy gusts. Heading into the Wilson Avenue area where I'm currently at. So we'll see how long, A, that camera stays online, and B, how long our internet stays up. You never know. If the internet goes down, we do have a contingency plan. We're gonna hit you with some updates on Facebook and X. You can follow both those at Red Rock WX. I'll show you here. I've now set up the radar. WeatherWise is an incredibly useful app for tracking storms and just general look at the radar. A lot of useful tools. They have a couple different price plans, but the free version of WeatherWise is pretty incredible. And I would advise anybody who's looking to kind of follow along and see for yourself where storms are going to pop up to grab those. But there are new things that are put out. Let's see. The flash reflectivity. I've set it up with the flash color and set my reflectivity gate from 50 to 90 decibels, which means the amount of the ping that is pushed back to the radar is of a higher nature, which means it's thicker. The rain density is thicker, and honestly means a little bit stronger storm system. So anything with the flashing lights you see there, that's what that means. Along with radar for your local area, which you can choose by these little dots. You can choose your local Doppler. I like the high top because that's the closest to us, and that's going to be the radar that I use 99% of the time. But you can click on Nashville and see, these storms developing as well. Along with the local radars, you can see the composite view, which is on a national national level here. It just shows you the storm systems that are in place at the moment nationally. You can even set that to animate and run through scans. So there's the issue that we're going to run into. This should only run until about 6 p.m., maybe 7 p.m. If we're seeing more. However, looking at the composite view, there's more of these little cells developing right now in southern Kentucky. And these are going to grow as they head into our atmosphere because we have quite a bit of instability, quite a high dew point, and quite a bit of heat in our area. That's been heating up the ground, not just today, but for the past couple of days. So all that warm moisture is going to start rising up quickly and producing some storms for us. You also see satellite views, which is really cool. Oh, that's another feature that's been added. You can actually set up to have concurrent radar showing, so I could actually show the radar and the satellite views at the same time. And so I've got it at cloud top phase, but I could set this to the blue band, and then you could actually see something pretty incredible. That's why I love WeatherWise, y'all. It's an incredible service. Let's go with the red band. So this is with the Goes East satellite. We'll put that up and set it into motion. You can actually see the clouds forming and what's happening in our atmosphere. And it lines up directly with the radar. But really cool stuff. You can also see the outlooks. So here's day one, which is today. And we are under that marginal risk. And while we're at it, hey, let's check out day two. Just on the boundary of thunderstorms for tomorrow. Not going to see much of that. I also don't think we're going to see much from the models that I've seen for Friday, which is day 3. I don't see much as far as storms heading into our area on Friday either. But we are on the edge of that. If we see anything, it might be that typical summer thunderstorm popping up. So you can look at this. Today we're under the wind. The wind risk, 5% of wind risk. Again, not showing too much as far as wind right now, so I think we're going to be okay with that. You can also look, once tornado season is back and running, what areas are under tornado risk, which right now we're seeing upper North Dakota and Minot, Williston, got that area south of Canada under that tornado risk for today. So we'll head back to that radar. So if you're looking for something to keep yourself well on top of the weather, I'll also send you notifications as well. Now we do have a flood advisory for Bledsoe, Rhea and Sequatchie, Tennessee. It's just an advisory. There's not a watch or a warning. Until 6 p.m. And we're still dropping in altimeter and in air pressure. So, I mean, that's to be expected as storms roll in, obviously. All right. Shelbyville camera is back online. Actually, that's not our camera. We're using Radar Omega, which is another radar app. And in that app, they do have the Cyclone Port network of cameras, and that's what this Shelbyville camera is. Down just a hair. Dave, you got to be able to view it. Don't put it at such a fast speed where you can't even see. There we go. So we do have storms moving in south of Christiana, heading into Wartrace. Wartrace is getting hit pretty hard, y'all. They just had a storm roll through. And the storms mute my watch. Boy. Thank God for mic mute switches. Bless me. You can see the Shelbyville cam on the top as the cells that are right above Shelbyville, just south of Midland, is heading into that Shelbyville area. Some water in my system. Take a little bit closer look at that Shelbyville cam. See the winds picking up. And there's Shelbyville right in that area right there. Watch those storms come right in. And then you can see the storms rolling into Tullahoma on the top cam right there. Some gum in my pocket. The plus. It looks like there's a pretty rowdy storm southwest of McMinnville in the Morrison, Tennessee area. So just northeast of Manchester. I'm going to do a humble brag here and give a special shout out to one of my new favorite estheticians in town. Megan West. Sorry, I've been looking at the radar here. Megan West. She is my neighbor. However, we start talking about weight loss strategies. And y'all, as of today, within the past 4 months, I've lost 50 pounds with her help. I recommend highly. If you have any needs as far as weight or dieting or what to do to kind of boost your metabolism, or I would go see Megan West as soon as you can. She is a lifesaver, literally. And I'll go ahead and tell you this. 4 months ago, I was sitting at an unbelievable 305 pounds. Since losing 50 pounds, y'all, man, I feel so much better. A lot of energy. My bones don't hurt anymore because I'm not carrying another small human on my back all day. And we'll keep losing weight. Keep getting healthy. Do want to give her a shout out. Does incredible work. And she is the mother of one Andrew Fulmer, who is or was one of the stars, one of the many stars of the Tullahoma baseball team. Last year was his final season. All right, let's set this to live view real quick. Now we see storms forming and right upon us, actually. Let's check this out real quick. Moving into the area where I'm currently at, just west of downtown Tullahoma, in Bel Air and Westwood and West Side Heights. No real wind threats here, but the outflows are showing gusts of about 20, 30 miles per hour on this. And we did see the Shelbyville camera a couple minutes ago showing the gusts that were happening in Shelbyville. Looks like they're getting more towards 40 mile an hour. Let's check it. Yeah, mid 30s. Yeah, there's 35 right there, if I can get zoomed in on it. Yeah, there's a 38 mile an hour gust right there. But that's in the 40s right there. Yeah, 42. I mean, there are some strong gusts, y'all, with these storms. This comes from the Shelbyville weather account on X. Strong thunderstorm 10 miles southwest of McMinnville, moving southeast at 20 miles per hour. Wind gusts of up to 50 miles an hour. Impacted locations include McMinnville, Altamont, Morrison, Beersheba Springs, Viola, and Summitville. Let's take a look real quick. Oh, yeah. So we're talking about the storm system right here. And it's going to make its way southeast. We're also going to keep our eye on this. Viola and Altamont. I think that might be the storm system they're talking about. I'm more impressed with this system. Yeah. Near Spring Creek. Has the potential of actually joining up and with other systems. But that is that is outside of our coverage area, so we're going to head back to you. So we do have that new storm forming up again, up north of Wartrace. Come on. If this, yeah, it does. Gonna head more towards the Normandy, Tullahoma area here soon. Then we also have this system in Lewisburg heading towards the Fayetteville area, Park City area, Flintville. Are y'all down in that area, or if you know somebody, let them know that's coming. Fayetteville's already getting hit right now. Yeah, that storm system just northeast of McMinnville. Pretty high echo tops on that one. Wouldn't be surprised if that might eventually get warned as it heads towards Red Bank area, towards Chattanooga. You can actually see that storm heading in towards that Wilson Avenue area on that shot of downtown Tullahoma. That camera's pointed more towards the west. That one's kind of pointed towards northern Lynchburg. See that cloud base out in the distance on the left-hand side of that shot. Beautiful shot right there. And if the storms move into that area, you're going to see them roll in on that right-hand side of your screen. That's going to be more towards the northeast right there. Or actually more towards the northwest. Forgive me. So that's where the storm's coming from. The Wilson Avenue cam pointed towards the northeast. Yeah. Trying to get my directions right. I'm trying to get my bearings. Again, that's the Shelbyville cam. More storms rolling in, but that's a beautiful shot of that storm. Here's that shot of Frankenwing. Check out on the right-hand side of that camera. That actually does not look like rain. What that looks like is dew that's lifting from that forest right there. Pretty cool shot. So we are watching these storms roll in. There's multiple flood advisories that have been posted for Bledsoe, Meigs, Rhea, Sequatchie counties. in between half an inch and an inch and a half of rain has fallen so far. Additional rainfall amounts could be as much as another inch and a half, which could result in some minor to moderate flooding. We don't expect too much as far as severe flooding today, but it's important to keep track of that, y'all. Turn around, don't drown. All right. Hi. So I'm still seeing on radar. Actually, take a look at this. Cells popping off. Up to our northwest. However, these are starting to die off as they pass Nashville. And we're starting to see movement more towards our southeast, which is a good thing. I'm really not sure how much more of severe weather we're going to have today after this first round of storms roll through, if we have any. That is good news, y'all. They're right, man. That storm out east of Beersheba Springs is really picking up. You might actually see a severe thunderstorm warning heading into Brush Creek, Blakewell, Hendon, Tennessee. See what the National Weather Service says on that. However, we also see pretty well developed storm out here just southeast of Lewisburg and Belfast. Just for us in education, I'll show you this real quick. I've been waiting for one of these moments to show this. Kind of does look like a hook out here. There's an area of inflow of warm air, and then there's some rear flank downdraft happening with the cold air falling. However, when we look at our radar for velocity, we always have to keep in mind where our radar is located at. It's right down here. This is our radar. And when you see signatures that are couplets of velocity where the reds, which is going away from radar, and greens are going towards, you always want to keep in mind that a velocity couplet, however tight it might be, won't show a signature of helicity or vorticity, any spinning action, without the reds being on the right-hand side of that couplet. So I'll give you an example. If our radar is down here, and we look this way, what we would look for in a couplet would be reds on this side and greens on this side, because a supercell pattern or tornado velocity couplet will be opposite of what this is showing, because it will turn Sorry, I got that backwards. Yes. No, I'm right. I'm all confused here, y'all. At the moment, what we're seeing is this pattern, which is spinning counterclockwise, or clockwise, sorry. Counterclockwise spinning is the way tornadoes will spin up, because our winds, well, in the northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere, they'll spin the other way. But because our Earth's rotation and the pattern of winds, especially the jet streams, 99% of the time we're going to see counterclockwise rotations on our tornadoes. So this is not a velocity couplet for tornado right here, but it is a pretty cool pattern. And it does show high winds. That's going to be heading into the Fayetteville area. Long story short. These storm systems are breaking up right at Normandy. You can actually see it on radar. That storm heading into Morrison actually looks like it's picking up strength quite a bit. We'll keep watching that. I think that's going to move out of the area of our coverage before it even has time to develop into some kind of powerful storm. So and our temperatures are dropping, thankfully. So we do have a special weather statement. It includes Coffee, Warren, Grundy, and Van Buren County. This was released at 2:32, which is 5 minutes ago. Doppler radar was tracking strong thunderstorms along a line extending from 7 miles southwest of Spencer to 11 miles southwest of McMinnville. Movement was southeast at 15 miles an hour. Wind gust up to 50 miles per hour. Locations impacted include McMinnville, Altamont, Morrison, Beersheba Springs, Viola, Hillsboro, Summitville, Fall Creek Falls State Park. So if the readings are correct, the new readings released at 2:15 from the Tullahoma Regional Airport weather station gives us a temperature of 80.5 degrees and a dew point of 71.6 in Tullahoma. Relative humidity of 74%. And the altimeter keeps dropping. But I'll give you an insight of how quickly the temperatures are dropping. The previous reading was taken at 1:55 p.m. Central Time, and the air temperature was 89.6 degrees. So, in a span of 20 minutes, we have dropped 9 degrees, which is incredible. And that's good news. Good news. Shelbyville. Let's check on your camera real quick because you're about to get hit with another storm. Oh, check you out, Mr. Shelbyville. Strong wind. That camera has to be hanging on by a thread at the moment. Let's get a live view going. Dang, y'all. That's gusts of up to mid 60s, maybe even 40 miles an hour at that Shelbyville storm at the moment. I mean, we're also seeing those gusts develop near Beach Hill. Actually, there's gusts of up to 50 miles per hour just south of Beach Hill, heading into Walnut Grove and Belvedere. Thank you, whoever turned that. Oh no, turn it back, turn it back. Where are you going, big dog? There you go. All right. Hey, there's our first warning. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning. For north central Madison County, and then southeastern Lincoln County, and southwestern Franklin County in Middle Tennessee until 3:45. That's an hour from now. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and penny-size hail are indicated. Another one? Check that real quick. Is one right above Chattanooga, but we're gonna stick to this one real quick. Here's what we see. Expect damage to roofs. Hey, thank you. A little bit late. That's okay. That's all right. In fact, I don't even know if it's There we go. There we go. Here's the one we need. All right. So locations impacted include Huntland, New Market, Lincoln, Plevna, Elora, Bellevue, Maxwell, Smithland, Beans Creek, and Molino. So the hail threat is radar indicated, so no spotters have seen it. And also the wind threat is radar indicated at 60 miles per hour. And by the way, this is the base limit. This is the low limit of what constitutes a severe thunderstorm. 60-mile-an-hour winds, and I believe it's 3/4 inch. It might be 1/2 inch of hail. So here's another reason that I love WeatherWise. It'll actually give you the impacts. 25,000 people affected. And this is very important at the moment as schools are starting to let out. 5 public schools, child care centers, there's 7 of them. So y'all, if you got kids in school, I would make plans immediately to go pick them up if you are in the path of that storm. Beautiful. Okay. Sorry, just sending a text because me saying that out loud made me realize that only one of our kids now get out of school on Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. The other one gets out at 3. So but it actually looks like the storms that are hitting Normandy are breaking up before they hit Tullahoma. So that's some good news. Ominous looking skies, y'all. SLCs or some scary looking clouds. And we always talk about, oh, it's fantastic. The sun is shining. I don't see any storms. And blah, blah, blah. On a day like today, when precipitation is in the forecast, the sun shining, not necessarily a good thing. Doesn't have to be a bad thing, but it's not necessarily a good thing because it's heating up the earth, heating up the ground so that more convection of those air parcels can lift up pretty easily into those storm systems that are coming. So, but we do now see some rain falling on that Wilson Avenue cam. Nice. So with front to Genesis, which is where storm fronts are converging, the National Weather Service Prediction Center gives their Met Watch alert for portions of Tennessee and Alabama and Mississippi. Slow-moving showers and thunderstorms with 2 to 3 inches of rain per hour are currently underway. All right, y'all. Ah, okay, so out here in Estill Springs, just east of Estill Springs, near Capitol Hill. Also, a storm that looks pretty rowdy. In fact, Winchester about to get hit with it. I think we might have a cam there in Winchester. I have to take a look. We do have a cam in Winchester. You can see up top, we now have a camera on Winchester, Tennessee, as the storm rolls in. Here's some thunder in my area. Check that out. That is the Cam in Winchester as the storm moves in. Then we have one that is actually... Yeah, well, I'm going to turn this off for a second. There we go. That's going to help me. So you can actually see those storms moving through this area right here from that Wilson Avenue camera, and even on the Tullahoma camera. They're out just a ways in the distance, but you can see those moving through. And this bad boy right here, growing in intensity. This one too, man. That is the storm that you're seeing on that Wilson Avenue camera right now, right above my head. Yeah, wind gusts of almost up to 50 miles an hour there. Yeah, we're going to keep an eye on these storms that are developing right now. All right, all right. There we go. Man, look at that camera. That's a view. In fact, we'll zoom in real quick. That's a view of that storm right there. That's heading into downtown Lynchburg at the moment. Those winds are picking up too. Honestly, feel like So I'm a little bit concerned right here. And I'm going to keep this camera up. Because you might be able to see this. Hmm. So we do have the radar down in the southeast, which means looking here, we've got an area of inflow here and an area of rotation with the velocity couplet. And I love this view, the split view, because you can now see from the screen, and I'll show you this real quick. Area of inflow. Let me back up real quick. This area of inflow here, and this area of downdraft there. And I'll show you this quick so I can pull this back up, that camera view. But you can see on all three, top left is going to be your hook, your reflectivity radar. The top right's going to be velocity couplet, and then the bottom left, well, it did show an area in the correlation coefficient radar of debris. I don't know if there was an actual tornado there, but now it looks like a little bit less of that rotation signature there, but we'll pull that back up real quick. Guys look disgusting, I'll tell you that much. Let's see if I can actually do this. Ah. There we go. Well, that escalated. Why am I saying escalated? That escalated quickly. And I would not be surprised at all if that storm heading into Lynchburg gets severe warned sometime soon. However, I don't see any indication of hail, and the rotation, the velocity couplet has kind of cooled down. Yeah, we are now viewing that storm from our Wilson Avenue camera pointed towards Lynchburg. Some pretty elevated winds as well. I mean, there's straight line and gusts that are in the mid 40s. There's a gust spike of mid 40s right there. This is all heading into downtown Lynchburg at the moment. And here's a view of that Winchester storm. Boy, that is just gross. What an incredible view of that storm to our west. I'm not patting myself on the back either. I'm saying, looking at God's paintbrush. Got beautiful structure to it. You can actually see that wall cloud off in the distance. So in Deckard and Winchester, you're seeing a pretty hefty storm at the moment. Up northeast of Flintville, you're seeing a storm as well running through your area near Smithland. Heading into Lynchburg, there's going to be a long line of storms that are somewhat slow moving, so it's going to be at least a lot of rain heading into your area. Then Deckard and Winchester, there's also a pretty hefty storm. Even out into Oak Grove, down to Cowan. Holy moly. Look at that sky, y'all. Here's the incredible thing as well. You can see on this camera on the right-hand side of your screen, little area where the sun is peeking through. Show you real quick. That's going to be that area of sunlight right here. And now you can see on the left-hand side of the screen, this little area right here of heavier rainfall. Wow, check that out. Oh, the storms are racing south to southeast. Take the last couple frames of this radar. Tell me which way you think it's going now. Either straight south, maybe even a little bit of southwest. Take a look at that satellite imagery as well. That's incredible. Now we see storms still developing south of Lynchburg. That storm system moved through, still delivering some pretty heavy rainfall with it. Sewanee, you're now seeing same system that's hitting Cowan at the moment. Park City and Taft, you're still trying to get rid of that one storm that was in your area. Otherwise, there is a cell developing north of Shelbyville. We'll see if it actually reaches there. But at the moment, a lot of those cells are starting to die off. See if we get there. So the severe thunderstorm warning that was for Flintville and Park City just been canceled. And there are currently no severe warnings anywhere in the state of Tennessee. The storm in Suwannee and the one south of Lynchburg fairly high cloud tops on those. Nothing too incredible, but about the only severe storms or elevated storms, are not severe, but higher rainfall, some lightning and thunder coming with them that I see on the radar at the moment for our area. Here's the deal, what we can say officially. It does look like there's a bit of precipitation forming in Smyrna and Murfreesboro area heading into our direction. Otherwise, I don't want to say that too preemptively, because of winds have started to shift a little bit southwest. So the storms up here, take a look real quick. As you can see on this view, you know, we can see kind of this direction, and then it's kind of making this turn. So we'll see what comes out of those in the upcoming hours. I don't expect too much. So our temperature at 1:15 was almost 90 degrees. And now we're sitting at a fairly comfortable 78 degrees. Reading at 3:15 at the regional airport. And the heat index went to almost 100 down to 82. Our dew point lowered. Our altimeter, a little bit higher pressure. All signs pointing towards us not receiving too much more in the way of severe storms. We might see your typical pop-up summer storms here until 9 o'clock, as the Weather Channel has said. Take a look at that camera. Beautiful sky. And that system that's forming all the way from Cowan to Sewanee, almost over to South Pittsburgh. That whole system is growing massive. And that 100% will be severe warned. If it's not, somebody in the Nashville National Weather Service office is not watching. Gusts of over 50 miles an hour are now present just south east of Belvedere and west of Keith Springs, and then heading into Sherwood, and then on to, let's say, Lakeview, possibly, more than likely Anderson. Y'all need to be aware that there is very strong signature of very high winds heading into your area. There's 66 mile an hour gusts. That's enough to knock over trees for sure, y'all. There we go. We called it. We called it. The Red Rock family called it. No, I'm not going to do that. I don't want that to be severe warned. That's a pretty dangerous storm. They call it. A little late is the reason I'm gloating, because it's very late from the Nashville National Weather Service to see that as a severe weather threat. All right. So here is the severe thunderstorm warning until 4:30 p.m. At 3:37, about 5 minutes too late, a severe thunderstorm is located over Cowan near Winchester, moving south at 5 miles per hour. That is a slow moving storm, y'all. 60 mile an hour wind gust and nickel size hail. Expect damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted: Winchester, Cowan, Sewanee, Anderson, St. Andrews, and Sherwood. Torrential rainfall is occurring with this storm and may lead to flash flooding. Wow. Y'all check this out. There's a view from Winchester. You can actually see about mid-screen where that torrential rain starts. You see clear shot of the mountains to your left. And then there is a very thick, dense wall of rain moving with that storm system. Wow. That's a lot of rain, y'all. And there's the wind. I don't know. I don't know how long that camera can hold up. All right, we'll see if that storm that's near Belvedere and Shady Grove heading into Huntland actually picks up in strength as well. We might have a convergence of these two cell systems. And if that happens, y'all, Huntland, Coptown, Hickory Grove, Mount Carmel, y'all watch out. if we have an occluded front right there, where those two things stall out and join together, hi. A couple incredible views up there. Give me a sec, I'll be right back. So my microphone was off the whole time, huh? Fantastic. Sorry, y'all. Just south of Sherwood, heading into Anderson, we do have a tornado warning. However, that signature died down very quickly. I'd be surprised if they extend that. Now we do have a severe thunderstorm warning till 5 p.m. for Stevenson, Skyline, Anderson, High Top, Bass, Princeton, Jericho, Estill Fork, Sackler, and Larkin. Miles south of Winchester. Again, these are very slow moving storms. Being slow moving and having torrential rain with them, there's a very real possibility of seeing some flash flooding. So I'll just be prepared. Once that system rolls through and out of Alabama, or into Alabama, sorry. We should see some pop-up storms. Nothing like that line that just came through. So, in about 5 minutes, I'll probably say goodbye to you, and if I do have something I have to be at, starting at 5:30. So if things occur, I'll probably be able to post on Facebook and X. Otherwise, I'm glad that those died down very rather quickly. We did see some pretty substantial rain. Nothing too bad. They have a couple of severe warnings. do have a storm starting to form in Lewisburg, heading towards the Fayetteville area. It might even take a little bit more of a western approach, hit more towards Ardmore. And near the end of those radar scans right there, you can see it's almost like those storms are slamming on the brakes near the border of Tennessee and Alabama, out near Anderson, where those warnings are. Like somebody stopping at a stoplight at the Alabama border. So y'all in Anderson in that area, close to Anderson, y'all be ready for some flash flooding with those torrential rains coming down. Otherwise, the Lewisburg storm has started to dissipate some. Could be a chance that reinvigorates itself and heads towards Fayetteville and Ardmore. Take a broader view before we head off. So there's a few storm systems, a few cells popping up near Murfreesboro and Woodbury. That could be heading into our direction. The good thing is we got showers before these things arrived, and currently what we're sitting at, let's see. Sitting at 78, 79 degrees outside. Dew point's at 71 degrees, which is still plenty enough to have some showers. 80% humidity. The altimeter is just hovering at a fairly low pressure, so we could see some storms develop. I don't expect too much after 6 p.m. But we'll see what happens. All right, y'all. I see some discrete cells popping up. Or north and northwest. One in Woodbury's. Might be growing a little bit. We'll see where it heads. Looks like it's going to head a little bit more towards. Huh? Sorry, y'all. But we'll keep track of these. Storm system out near Pulaski. There's one in Lewisburg. Trying to make its way towards Fayetteville at the moment. There's one just northeast of Christiana that looks like it's going to try and make its way towards Wartrace and Normandy. Other than that, these discrete cells are not part of a line. They're going to be your typical summertime thunderstorms. We do still have an hour left on the severe thunderstorm warning for southern Franklin County. I honestly think these are moving now into the high top area. Feel this weird. I don't know what this is, y'all. I mean, the radar is picking up some fairly high speed winds right here. But as far as storm cells, it's not an outflow boundary. It's weird. I mean, these wind gusts actually look like they're hitting up to 30 miles an hour just south of West Side Heights and above Center Grove, heading into that area. Actually, near Center Grove, thinking of more like 39 to 40 miles per hour wind gusts. just a weird sequence right here. You can look west of Estill Springs. This is the velocity radar. I mean, strong winds are going away from the radar, while the rest of the storm system traveling south. Again. Southwest. Yeah, I don't understand it. And this is birthed out of this storm. I near Thames Ford. You know what I'm honestly thinking here? And I'm not joking, y'all. I think that might be a bird flock caught on radar. You can actually see the V shape as it heads towards Tullahoma. And being on Thames Ford Lake, I would imagine those are geese or duck trying to escape the storm. That's pretty cool to see. Wow. That's cool to see. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. If things advance again and I'm actively at my thing I got to be at, I'll give you an update on Facebook or X. Otherwise, if storms develop, for the 9 o'clock hour and I'm able to, we'll go back on and keep y'all safe. But otherwise, y'all have a great evening. And we'll see you soon. I think 3 hours is good.